You like comic books?
Comic books.
Comic books.
Comic books.
Comic books.
I'm quite keen on comic books.
Movies.
Movies.
The movies. Stupid TV shows. TV shows.
But what are some of your favorite TV shows?
Can be enjoyed as video games, as TV shows, books, movies, the entire world. Wholeheartedly embrace the apocalypse. Let's start the show.
Hello, everyone. Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast with a special edition of our Sunday show, which we didn't have yesterday because many things that happened. But I still wanted to talk about comic books for the week because otherwise I'm going to have so many things to talk about. So it's going to be a little bit different. A few things I do want to talk about real quick. If you're new to the channel, if you're watching for the first time, this show normally happens on Sunday, but we may be having some changes to the schedule just to accommodate some things. So stay tuned for that. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, and you'll know when everything is happening. Another thing I wanted to talk about real quick, just to plug, we did talk to writer Jordan Morris last week. He's going to be doing the upcoming Predator Bloodshed that comes out this week. So you'll be able to catch that. We'll do a review for that, but you can go check out the interview on the channel. And then, of course, go check out our other creator interviews. I think we've had some really fun guests like Tini Howard, Josh Trujillo, and Kyle Starks. They all have a lot of stuff coming out. Ethan Parker and Griffin Sheridan, who just announced a new book with IDW. So I've been very lucky to have a chance to talk to a lot of very cool creators. But let's get into it. The other thing, one last thing for housekeeping. If you follow me on Letterboxd, you will maybe see that I have started my journey on a road to Doomsday. I'm watching all of the MCU movies from here to when Avengers Doomsday comes out. I've watched Iron Man and The Incredible Hulk so far. I'm going in order of release, so that's going to be a fun journey to kind of go back through the whole MCU. But yeah, other than that, there's been a lot of cool stuff. Night of the Seven Kingdoms just ended. We got a new trailer for House of the Dragon. But what we're here to talk about is comic books, because comics are good, as my buddy Mike Rappin says. I'm just going to go through my pile. As you can see here, I have a big pile. This is all stuff I picked up last week. Now, it is a little bit inflated because I hadn't picked up some stuff from the previous week from one of my shops. As you guys, if you're familiar with the show, you know that I got a couple of shops that I go to. One where I pick up my main DC and Marvel stuff. Another shop that has a lot more indie stuff. We have Island Hudson in the chat. They've started Ultimates and Absolute Wonder Woman. Both books that are incredible. Ultimates is about to come to an end, but Absolute Wonder Woman continues to kick ass. So keep us updated on that journey. So, all right, let's talk about comic books that I picked up, and I'll tell you if I have read it or not, and then we'll tell you if, we have review for a lot of these things on the channel. One thing I'm not current with is World's Finest, number 48. I do need to catch up with that. This is the start of a new story, so you could kind of jump on there. Wolverine. This is the latest issue of Wolverine number 16. Against the Alpha Flight, as you can see here from the cover. I have not read this either. An issue that I should read, but I don't want things to come to an end. Ultimate Spider-Man number 24. This is the last issue. And then, of course, we have the Ultimate Endgame happening all at the same time. I'm very excited. This is an oversized edition of this. This is like 48 pages for the last issue. I can't wait to read. I got a little behind on some things, but that's on the queue to read probably for tonight. I'll probably do a full review of that. All right, next we have the latest issue of Nightwing. I'm really enjoying this one. I really love it. But I am also behind on it, forever behind. I'm going to put this one off to the side, this one off to the side as well. We have the latest issue of Exquisite Corpses, issue number 10. We got some pretty cool announcements for Exquisite Corpses. This will be, there'll be some spin-offs. One of them will be for the Lone Gunman. All that stuff was announced at Comics Pro. Go check out our full show on the Comics Pro announcements. You can also check that out on the channel. We have the latest issue of G.I. Joe number 19. Hound and Duke are finally kind of going at it with Clutch caught in the middle. I really like this because Duke has a lot to say to the Transformers, especially because he doesn't know the difference between Autobots and Decepticons and all that nuance. The latest issue of Godzilla Starship here. I picked up this. This is the main cover, but I also picked up this cover. This is by Chris Gooch, the interior artist. So very, very cool. Who's the other cover by? This is by Oliver Ono. Oh, sorry, Chris Gooch is the writer. I forgot they were also an artist. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Godzilla Starship. This is a big one, but the next one is the last one that comes out next week is going to be really, really cool. I'm gonna put this off to the side as well, real quick. The first issue of Muppets Noir is out already from Dynamite. I have not gotten a chance to read that. What I did read was TMNT number 15. This book, man, oh man, the revelations in this one. I got a full review for it on the channel, but let me tell you, if you've been wondering what the heck is going on with Splinter, this is the issue to read. Another great thing that came out last week, Just Brutal number 1 from Ignition Press. Actually, this is from a couple of weeks ago. Dennis Hopeless back on comic books, doing some really cool stuff with Ignition Press. Ignition Press also had some interesting announcements over the weekend for Comics Pro. So another book that I had not been able to pick up, but we did have a review, Cyclops number 1. Maybe one of the best Cyclops stories I've read in a little while. Like look at that. Incredible stuff. It just looks so cool. Here's another variant of the G.I. Joe issue that I picked up. This is really cool. Joshua Cassara, probably most well known for X-Men work, but man, oh man, I believe this is the Chip Zdarsky cover for Weapons of Vengeance. Let me confirm that if that's the case. Yeah, I think it is. So yeah, Weapons of Armageddon, not Weapons of Vengeance. Let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, this is really good. Wonder Woman number 30 from DC Comics. This is the completion of the 2-part story by Stephanie Williams, while Tom King takes a break and gets ready for the Wonder War. Let's see. Another really cool issue that came out last week. Smile for the Camera. This is based from the Smile franchise from the Paramount films. This is really cool. It takes place in 2005, and I was also able to pick up this really nice foil variant, so you can, I don't know, this just looks cool. I really love how the minimalistic approach. One of the coolest things that came out last week, so I'll save this for later. Another copy of Moon Knight. I did talk about this last Sunday, so there's not a lot of stuff. It's just another variant that I wanted to pick up. This is the Polybag Exquisite Corpses with the game card in it. Also, a reprint of a very cool comic, Detective Comics 575, was reprinted, and I wanted to pick it up. Also, from a couple of weeks ago, the Terminator Metal number 5. This comic book is so good. Like, these anthologies are so cool. And this cover, like, it looks like it's very minimalistic, but man, oh man, I really love, like, there's actually, it's hard to tell with just the camera, but there's a Terminator in there in the snow, or the light or the explosion, whatever it is. It kind of gives, if you remember in the second film when Sarah Connor sees herself exploding and like the nuclear blast, it kind of gives me an impression of that. A few collections that I hadn't picked up. Groupies from Mad Cave Studios. This is a Comixology original. Helen Mullen and Tula Lotte. I still need to dig into this, but it's a collection. So the reason it's polybagged is because at my shop, Titan Comics, anything that has any adult themes or adult situation or explicit content is polybagged. But this is a collection, so they had to put it in a polybag as well, just in case curious readers don't browse through it at the shop. Another collection that I had missed out from last week, Absolute Batman Volume 2, Abomination. I mean, I've talked about this book ad nauseum, but I think even though I picked these up weekly or monthly on the singles, these collections are so cool. I don't know if I'm gonna pick up all the Absolute titles in the collections, but definitely Batman, because it is my favorite, and definitely Absolute Martian Manhunter, because that one will only have 2 volumes, because it's only going on 12 issues. And the last thing I picked up for now, The Tin Can Society. This is the collection. If you want to hear me talk more about this, check out the I Read Comic Books podcast this week. Or if you're a Patreon member, you can already listen to the episode. I'll put links in the description for all that. All right. I don't have a pick of the week per se, but I do have some favorite comic books. I would have made it more of an effort to choose only one thing. If we were doing the show with Jeff, as you know, Sunday show usually Jeff and I both pick a comic book for the week as our favorite. But I had a few things that really stood out. So the first thing is Vertigo's back, End of Life #1. This is by Kyle Starks and Steve Pugh. We got a full review on the channel. I also picked up this really cool variant by Seba Foimara. This variant was really cool, so I had to pick it up. But yeah, this is one of my favorite comic books from the last week, so I wanted to highlight it here. Also, another one of my favorite comics that I show you a variant, Wolverine Weapons of Armageddon. This is the kickoff to the Armageddon event that's happening later on. So you want to read this, you want to read the Captain America series, anything written by Chip Zdarsky, anything having to do with the Red Hulk and the Infernal Hulk, like you want to check that out because, and of course Doctor Doom, because all those things are kind of making up that Armageddon event that we're going to get in the summer. Also, Generation X-23 #1. I mean, this is one of my favorite characters. Jody Hauser is writing this with art by Jacopo Camagni. A full review on the channel, but man, this was such a standout of last week. And then last but definitely not least, a book that I've been talking about for pretty much like almost a week and a half now. Absolute Batman #17. Yeah, #17. This is the first real showing of who Absolute Poison Ivy is, but there's so much more here. And man, oh man, that last page reveal. I guess if I had to pick a favorite one from last week, because I haven't read Ultimate Spider-Man, it was probably going to be this. But, you know, I'm just highlighting some of the comics. So really, really cool stuff. Okay. As usual, we go through the pull list for next week. So let me give you a highlight of the stuff that's coming out next week that I'm interested in, stuff that I'll be covering. So stay tuned for the channel. We'll have some really cool reviews. Today, one of the books I didn't pick up because my shop ran out. But you definitely want to, this is definitely something you don't want to miss out on. I believe it's called Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre #1 from Mad Cave Studios. I just dropped a review for that earlier today, so make sure to go check that out. And then now we're going to take a look at the pull list here. There we are. All right, let's see what's coming out this week. I will want to highlight one book. So we have from DC Comics, Absolute Martian Manhunter #1. #9. Also, for Adeline Hudson in the chat, Absolute Wonder Woman #17. I have read this book. It is incredible. We also have a new comic from Marvel. I think this is kicking off that Spiral event. So this is Amazing Spider-Man Venom Death Spiral #1. So they're having a crossover with the Venom series. A collection that you want to pick up, Daredevil, Cold Day in Hell. I put this on my best of 2025 list because I read the singles. It's only 3 issues, but man, oh man, Charles Soule and Steve McNiven leave it all out on the field. We also have Detective Comics 1106, the conclusion of the Fearless arc. Ursula #1. This is a Disney Villains book from Dynamite. We have also Inglorious X-Force #2, Iron Man #2. One of the things that you know, a lot of the stuff that's been kind of blowing up recently, like indie comics, or at least things that are not Marvel or DC, I think you're going to want to pick this up, is Ted OK #1. I got a chance to read this a little while back, and man, oh man, this was a lot of fun. We also have Justice League Unlimited #16, a DC KO tie-in. Murder Drones #1 from Oni Press. This is a really cool book here. New history of the DC Universe, the Dakota Incident. So Mark Waid had done some new history of the DC Universe books, but this book incorporates all of those voices, all of these creators that actually are more familiar and belong You know, belong like they a lot of them did those stories for a lot of these characters that are highlighted here. So yeah, you want to pick this up. It's really cool. Incredible set of writers, artists, everybody working on this, and a lot of really cool covers as well. All right, next up, the Brutal Dark, the Peril of the Brutal Dark, and Ezra Kane mystery. This is another DC Vertigo book. It's really good. I'll tell you all about it when the review is out on Wednesday, but I can tell you right now, you want to pick it up. It's really really good. I mean, the team behind it is incredible. Chris Conlon and Jacob Phillips, they work so well together. So it's really cool to see. The Power Fantasy number 16. This is the last issue of Kieran Gillen's and Caspar Wingard's epic. It's probably one of the most revolutionary covers that I've seen in the past few years. You don't want to miss out on this one. Predator Bloodshed number 1. As I mentioned earlier, we talked to creator Jordan Morris. He's very excited about this. There's kind of this the setup for this book. There's kind of like a Mortal Kombat style type of tournament going on Earth, and then a Predator shows up, and now they got to figure out what they're gonna do. Also, Frank is back in the main universe. This is not a red band book. This is the Punisher number 1. Also, the Rocketeer, The Island number 1. We actually have a special preview for this from a few months ago that we got to read early. Skinbreaker number 6. There's only 2 issues left of Skinbreaker after this week. Superman number 35, Supernatural number 5, The Ultimates number 21. I'm trying to figure out how long is The Ultimates going to go. I believe they're going all the way to 24, just like Spider-Man did, and that is confirmed here on League of Comic Geeks. I want to highlight Phantom of the Opera, so we'll wait on that for a second. But Voyeur number 4 from Ignition Press. This book has gone to multiple printings already, so people are reading it. People are excited about it. And last but definitely not least, from Kyle Starks, Wrestle Heist number 3. If you're into wrestling, you want to check out this book. All right, I mentioned I wanted to highlight the Phantom of the Opera, so I just want to go through and look at all the covers. Let me switch the... Bum, bum, bum. Alrighty, here are all the variant covers for Universal Monsters Phantom of the Opera number 1. There's 11 covers, and there's a big reason for this. This book is incredible. All right, so we have the main cover, of course, by interior artist Martin Simmons. We have this really cool cover, Joshua Middleton. I mean, it's such a distinct iconography, such iconic looks for this book. We have the 1 in 10 cover by Anwita Citria, maybe. Apologies for mispronouncing the name. We have a 1 in 25 Joshua Middleton black and white cover for the classic horror variant. A 1 in 50 Rosemary Valridge. I'm not familiar with this artist, but man, this looks sick. Let's see. This is a 1 in 75 David Talaski. So man, their image is really going out with all these covers. A 1 in 100 Valdemar Ribas. A 1 in 100. Which shop is ordering 100 of these Phantom of the Opera? Probably somewhere like Midtown or something like that. We have a blank cover, of course, because who doesn't want to get a sketch of the Phantom of the Opera from their favorite artist? This is the mask. And Jerry Milana's mask die cut variant. So this will actually pop out. That's kind of cool. I wonder what the other side looks like. We have Dan Quintana with another cover. This just looks like a normal cover, so I don't think there's any ratio to that. And then we have this Roots Comics by Robert Robinson, I believe. That also looks pretty sick. Pretty cool. And now we're back to the main cover by Martin Simmons. Yeah, this is really cool. I'm a big fan of this book. So, all right, let's wrap up this video now. Alrighty. Well, like I said, this is a shorter version of what we normally do on Sundays with Jeff. We'll be back. Stay tuned for the schedule. Also, come back Saturdays. We also do our live show with the rest of the gang. But let me know in the comments, what are you looking forward to this week? Stay tuned. We have a lot more reviews coming out. And of course, come back because we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.
The most important thing in life will always be
Hail Bebo.
Simon Center, get the fuck out.
All right. Bye.
Get out of here, you weirdo.